In this video I will show you how Stranger Things are copying Peter Jackson's storytelling shot by shot. Stranger Things feels familiar, but not because all of this synthwave and 80s nostalgia. If you look closer, you can see that shows borrowing entry cinematic moves from the legendary movies from the Peter Jackson. Section 1. Steve falls in the upside down. Steve equals Bilbo. Steve falling from the vines versus Bilbo falling in the Hobbit unexpected journey. Both heroes tumble into danger and catched by a friend, framed with the identical camera angles. Segment 2. Eleven's memories of a Hopper. In this picture, Eleven's equals Hester. Eleven's flashback versus Shrike memories in the Mortal Engines. Tender father figure montage, soft lighting, emotional framing of like raised in the pain but loved. Segment 3. Battle in the Hawken tunnels. Hawkins equals Moria. Kids fighting monsters versus Fellowship versus Balrog. Dark corridors, monster emerging from the shadows, frantic teamwork. Segment 4. Mole battle vs Mind Flayer. Mind Flayer equals Sauron army. Mole showdown versus Return of the King final battle. Children versus giant monster mirrors armies versus Sauron forces. Segment 5. Eddie guitar sacrifice. Eddie equals Boromir. Eddie shredding guitar versus Boromir last stand. Hero knows that he should sacrifice himself to protect the friends. Segment 6. Max levitating under Vecna curse. Max equals Frodo. Max floating versus Frodo suspended in the Shelob's web. Return of the King. Victim floating helplessly. Camera angel from below. Segment 7. 11 flips the van. 11 equals Kong. Van flips versus King Kong overturning the cars. Vehicles tossed violently, same camera sweep. Segment 8. Upside down landscapes. Upside down equals Mordor. Red skies ash versus Mordor wastelands. What's the word?
Wastelands.
Wastelands.
Ash.
Red skies ash versus Mordor wastelands. Two towers. Twisted terrain, apocalyptic atmosphere. Segment 6. Kids biking together. Kids equals hobbits. Kids biking versus hobbits walking in the sheer. Innocent camera before darkness begins. Segment 10. Hopper and 11 close to the gate. Gate equals Balrog. Closing portal versus Gandalf versus Balrog. Light, wind, struggle against overwhelming force. Segment 11. Epilogue in Hawkins. Hawkins equals Sheer. Hawkins epilogue versus Sheer epilogue. Long emotional closure, heroes return to the home. Segment 20. Mind Flayer silhouette. Mind Flayer equals Sauron. Monsters silhouette versus Sauron tower. Dark giant are looming in the sky. Segment 13. 11 disappears after Demogorgon. 11 equals Gandalf. 11 vanishes versus Gandalf falls. Hero sacrifice self, leaving friends devastated. Segment 14. Max runs through the memories. Memory equals salvation. Max escaping Vecna versus Sam and Frodo recalling Shire. Memory of home as salvation. Segment 15. Kids hiding from the soldiers. Kids equals hobbits. Kids hiding versus hobbit hiding from the ring wars. Fearful hiding under roots, same framing. Segment 16. Vecna layer with vines. Vecna equals shallop. Twisted vines versus shallops. Cave. Organic, suffocating environment trapping to the hero. Segment 17. Joyce and Hopper infinite Russian base. Hopper equals Frodo. Sneaking into the base versus Frodo and Sam sneaking into the Mordor. Stealth mission in the enemy territory. Segment 18. Will post by Mind Flayer. Will equals Frodo. Will trembling versus Frodo corrupted. Gradual possession, trembling, close-ups. Segment 19. 11 versus Vecna showdown. 11 equals Frodo. 11 versus Vecna versus Frodo versus Gollum. Final duel, mental and physical struggle. Segment 20. Nancy fires shotgun at Demogorgon. Nancy equals Elwin. Nancy versus Demogorgon versus Elwin versus Witch King. Unexpected hero faces monster head on. Section 21. Season 4 endings Sky over Hawkins. Hawkins equals Mordor. Ominous sky with Mordor clouds. Apocalyptic atmosphere. And extra segment, it's a usage of the slow motion mechanism. For example, if we're talking about Hobbit Unexpected Journey, when Torrent fights with Wolf and the Orc, we have like parallel to this scene, it's Steve and kids fighting with the demo bats in the upside down. Both scenes are chaotic aerial attacks. A lone hero standing ground and slow motion shot of strikes and dodges. Slow motion highlights the hero courage and the ferocity of the monsters, making the parallel even clearer and closer when we can see this edit side by side. During the episodes of the Stranger Things, we can lot of times can see that the authors using this slow motion technique to make the scenes are more epic. Stranger Things isn't just 80s nostalgia, it's Peter Jackson epic storytelling transplanted into small town of America. Friendship, sacrifice, monster and worlds beyond our own. The echoes are undeniable. If you spotted other Jackson parallels, please drop down in the comment. Let's build this list together.